and we are live. We're live. Okay, we are live on Instagram, nice, and we are live on YouTube. Hi everyone. Thank you all for joining in. We're gonna give a couple minutes for some followers to pop on. I see people on Instagram already joining. Hi Instagram. Hi, so glad to have you. Happy International Women's History Month to everyone out there. Listen, we are celebrating. We're getting engaged. We have some really powerful founders that are going to come up and share their story today as well. So I can't wait for you to hear from some BGV alumni to get connected. Welcome everyone. If you're here and you're joining, go ahead, and just drop like where you're from, what city you're in. If you're a BGV alum, shout out all the BGV alumni out there. I want to hear that too. I'm so glad to be chatting with you all on this Saturday. I love the vibe. I know we got some really, really powerful stories to share as well. So I'm just excited to jump in and have a good time today. Hi, welcome everyone. Hi, Lauren from the 2025 cohort. Okay, that's what I like to see. So Lauren is a part of our Emerging Leaders Fellowship cohort. Shout out the Emerging Leaders Fellowship and all of our alumni in the Emerging Leaders as well. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, thank you, Lauren, for being a part of the program. We're glad to have you. Listen, and we're glad to provide resources to everyone inside of our community, all under resource founders out there. So, if you haven't connected yet with Black Girl Ventures, we have some amazing programs coming down the pipeline. Our BGV pitch Austin applications are open. So if you're in the Austin region and you want to apply, you just type in BGV pitch. You can go to our website. You can sign up for the application. Nice, pretty simple and easy. And we want to see all your beautiful applications out there. We want to see what you got. We welcome all businesses and entrepreneurs of all stages. We just want to continue to support and pour out into our community. Welcome, everyone. Okay, shout out DMV. I'm a DMV native. If you don't know, I'm from the DMV. That's I love the DMV. That's my bread and butter. Listen, if you know anything about the highway, that's me all day. So shout out to DMV. Thanks for all the DMV people coming out there. Listen, drop your city in the chat. Okay, I want to know where people are coming from. I want to know what you do. So introduce yourself. Take a quick moment before we bring up our panelists, our powerful founders to discuss with us, share a couple of information. We just want to make sure that we, hear from our audience as well. Who are you? Where are you from? And what do you do? Okay, DMV proud. That's what I like to see. Shout out Renee. Hi, Renee. All right. Well, listen, I think we're getting excited. Hi, Corporate Curly. Thanks for joining the live. Welcome, everyone. I see a lot of people joining, and I'm so glad to have all of you. We're going to get started in just a minute. If you don't know, we have some founders from the BGV community coming in as panelists today to talk about their story and everything, just in celebration of International Women's Month. We really want to highlight founders in our community that are inspirational, that are setting the tone for 2025, that are making big wins. And we want to share that with you all as well. I'm really grateful as the community manager of BGV to lock in with both Brittany and Jasmine. So I'm excited for you all to lock in with their story as well. So just in a couple minutes here, we're going to bring them onto the screen so that y'all can chat. We're going to ask some questions. We're going to talk about some things. Bathnotes is here! Hi! So I'm so glad to see you too! Oh my gosh! Hi, Rachel. Wow, everything. I'm glad. It's good to see you. We have some other founders here that are pretty cool too, so I'm glad you came. And I'm glad to see our community just engaging and interacting and being able to talk and chat with one another. That's what things are all about. So I'm gonna quietly, fade out our music here because I think it's time we bring up our founders. Okay, so I'm going to introduce first, I'm going to introduce the amazing Brittany Crow, founder of Curl Cap. Hi, Brittany. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Joe.
Wonderful. And I'm also going to bring up to the stage Jasmine Johnson, the founder of
What's up, everybody? What's going on,
Joe? Thank you so much. Thank you all both for coming and participating and activating and just being a part of this. Like, being able to hear your stories and talk with you all is super, super special today. So I thank you for already just for sharing and being vulnerable. I think that's one thing that is really, really important along the entrepreneurship journey is having moments like this where founders can get together, be vulnerable with one another and share those lessons because it's a hard journey, right? And it's a little lonely. Would y'all agree? Y'all think it's a little lonely on entrepreneurship?
Absolutely.
It feels like you have so much to do. So I think moments like these where you all can come and share your story and share your experience and kind of talk about just your powerful journey as entrepreneurs, the success that you've done. Both of you are so unique in your own right as well. And you've also made such big accomplishments. And I know 2025 is going to be a big year for both of y'all. So I'm excited for y'all to talk about that and share it with everyone, because I think that that's what community is all about. That's what moments of learning, opportunities to discuss and everything. So if you're in the chat as well and you have questions for these founders, you can type them in the chat and we'll do our best to get to them. We have some questions that we're going to talk about today, that we want to really, really highlight and bring to the forefront so we can show off these founders and kind of speak to their expertise, but also yes, for you all to be engaged, right? So if y'all have questions, if y'all have anything in the chat, we want to hear it. Listen, Fearless Identity says, yes, share the lesson. So girl, we got you. Don't worry. We're going to make sure you got it. Okay, so we're going to jump in with our first question, but also in the chat, if y'all have questions as well, let's keep the discussion lively and really engage with these two powerful founders here. So the first question I want to ask, because at BGV, we're really invested this year in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, especially for like members of our community, because I think one of the things we learned last year is a lot of founders don't know that how much science, technology, engineering, and math they're incorporating into their business. And also like that's a really unique sort of business, right? Coming from a STEM perspective is a little bit different. And I know both of you all have products that you have designed as well and had a hand in engineering and creating. So I really want to hear like how is that journey? And anyone can answer. I'm not forcing it on nobody, but I'm just curious, like how does your business incorporate STEM, and like how does that, like what's the impact of that been on your company?
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and break the ice because I'm nervous. I'm just like I wanted to push it to Brittany, but I'm just like, let me just get this first question out the way so I can start getting comfortable. Okay.
As you should.
So,
Yes.
like you said, I have a product, right? So for me, it was the engineering part of it, right? You're talking about patents and manufacturing and design modes and CAD designs and all of that stuff, which I had no background in, had no idea how any of that stuff works. So it was a matter of just searching out, researching, doing the research, sketching designs. I had a sketch in my head and finding the right designer to kind of put that into a system, a computer system. I kind of got a little skills now because of it, but in the beginning, none at all. So I've been kind of learning along the way. And that CAD design is tough. You got to have all kind of apps for it. It's a lot. But thankfully for me, I was able to find a manufacturer that was able to, take those CADs and design this thing. And it was a lot of testing, which is something I didn't realize I needed to do to an extent, which is why it took me a whole year to kind of get the product right. So with the designing, and getting it patented and all that stuff, it took a lot of engineering.
Amazing. I mean, it sounds like it. Shoot.
That's over with.
Sorry, Brittany, I heard you talking too. Like,
no,
you want to engineering
definitely, I feel you on that. Heavy on the engineering. So definitely Curl Cap, it's the same, rooted in the E of STEM. Engineering specifically in product design and innovation. So I engineered, if you're not familiar, curl cap is a backless cap that I patented the design, but I really engineered a solution for textured hair by creating this patented backless satin line cap that protects hair while also honoring the styles that we wear: afros, ponytails, puffs, locks, all of that. So it's a functional design, but it's built from a place of necessity and, you know, the real world testing, that real world feedback, all of that real life experience with the hat is definitely something that helped me to make different iterations of it. Then I added a adjustable strap that's underneath the sweatband, so it never actually irritates your hair or your scalp. But that's all a part of the consumer experience. And the engineering, it comes in so many different ways when you're in product design. So I think that I'm just really grateful for the feedback that kind of is the North Star of how we engineer our products, you know?
Yes. Okay. I know we're gonna get through the panel questions, but I'm also just really curious because both of y'all are sort of speaking to like this kind of iterative process, right? It's not just your first one; it's taken a while. For founders out there that are maybe in the earlier stages of that process, like just in the beginning, like how would you recommend for them to find that manufacturer or to find that person that can do that work, right? Because I'm also hearing that like y'all have the skills, y'all have the expertise, and you're getting that feedback and you're doing it, but there's something a little more to it as well. That also requires like a partnership, right? That also requires a bit of community, and I think that that's one thing out that I feel is really challenging for a lot of founders to find. So how have you all been able to find that as you've been incorporating engineering into your companies?
So for me, that's a great question, and I love actually giving this resource to people. I used makersrow.com, and it's a platform where it's hundreds, if not thousands, of manufacturers on there where you can filter whatever it is your specific product that you're trying to design, whether it's clothing, whether it's again something like mine's plastic mold, and whatever it is, you can go on makersrow.com and go through there and filter all the needs you need. And most of these manufacturers, you will find that some of these have designers in-house, right? Some of them have this and that. And so that platform has been pretty much what I have used this whole journey. Found all of my manufacturers on there. Now in 2020 is when I discovered it. It was kind of a free aspect to it, but I think since they got big and people kind of caught on, I think there is a small fee to be able to, but I think it's worth it because it is amazing manufacturing, and I have relationships today because of that platform. And again, the manufacturer I personally found came with designers. They was able to help me design the product, so it was like a lot of everything was under one roof. So that platform is good for that, to find everything under one roof. And again, you can filter out whatever it is that, makersrow.com all day long. I represent them. Go there. Like I said, it might cost you a little penny. It's not expensive at all. Thank God I actually got in when it was free, but I guess they blew up to the point where like, we can charge for this, but it's definitely worth it.
Wow, I love that. You just put me on. I've never heard of them, so I'll definitely look into that. So thank you for that. I was definitely an Alibaba girl in the beginning. Like, you know, when you don't know, especially where I came in at, all I knew was like Alibaba. To me, that was the one-stop shop. But as I grew and it evolved and people started to actually understand the product, because I made the product myself, so I was able to make the samples. I did cut off a lot of those additional costs, like getting the samples, going back and forth. It cut down a lot of time that I definitely would have spent waiting for things to come back. So I would say that I had a great experience when it came to sourcing my own manufacturer, but it's also a lot of trial and error. Please don't, this is being a business owner, especially when you have a consumer product. It's such a spiritual journey because you will have to go back and forth multiple times, but you're going to have to advocate for yourself to say, I don't like the way that looks. This is not what I expected. And you're also like, as you grow, there's another leg of this, because the more products that you start to order, especially if your product is new to the industry, the more defects you might start to incur. And so that's something you have to watch out for. So what I learned specifically was, don't put all of my eggs in one basket. All right, I have this primary manufacturer, but while they're working or doing whatever, I need to start looking for some other options, because I can't have, like, God forbid, they send me a huge bad batch, which happened, then I'm out of luck and I kind of have to wait and have to start all over again. So what I would add to the conversation is whoever you find, whatever source you do end up going with, it's great to settle with them, but always start to look for other options. Treat it like a stock, like an investment. You don't want to just heavily invest in this one area. You always want to have a backup plan. And then as you grow, you'll start to see that there will be opportunities that just gravitate towards you because people now become familiar with your product, and that's great. But it's definitely your responsibility to speak up for yourself early, like practice that throat chakra early so that you're not blindsided by some products that you just, I don't know, they're underwhelming. That was my experience.
Joe, can I piggyback off her for 2 seconds?
Please do. You can't even piggyback, girl. It's your time, right? You are Jasmine Johnson, founder of Paraco. So go ahead and take it, okay?
I like how she mentioned a point about being an advocate, because that's something I did not do, and it cost me time and thousands of dollars, right? You have to understand that you know your product. You know what you want to put out on the market. And unfortunately for me, I did not have that in my space. So I'm just like, okay, these are the professionals. They know what they were doing. I kind of gave them too much, decision-making powers, because I'm like, okay, what do I know about that STEM, that engineering part of things? Like, these are the professionals. I didn't go to school for this. So, and I trusted. So with my product, it was a fine line between finding the product, because it's an outlet cover, right? So it was a fine line between not making it easy for kids, because that's the whole point, right? We're trying to save lives, right? So we don't want the kids in the outlet, right? But at the same time, make it where parents can actually use their outlets. So that was a fine, hard line to find, right? And in that journey, which is why it took a year in that journey of trying to find that right fit, that right perfect product, it was an issue with the fit. I knew what the problem was, but I didn't trust myself. I'm like, and so I told the engineer, right, Brittany, I told the engineer, like, I think it's this. They was like, no, I don't think it's this. And I went with that and lost thousands of dollars. And it turned out that I was actually right, because I knew my product. I knew how I wanted it to work. I knew I had studied it. I just didn't have the engineering part of it, right, to be able to put it in that CAD. And I trusted that they, and $1,000 later, I'm like, I told them that this was the problem. But because I did not trust myself, I relied on their expertise. So you got to know your product. Like you said, Brittany, I love that you brought that out, because you know your stuff. And so I was kind of scared to challenge the professionals. I was scared. I'm like, I'm not going to challenge them. I'm just going to let them. But no, please don't. You know your stuff. Tell them what you want. This ain't it. And just speak up. And it will not, you won't waste time and money like I did, hopefully.
Wow, I really love that. And I think that that's something a lot of founders can relate to as well. Like, I think that's a key piece of advice, just having not only with the manufacturer piece, but also many times throughout the business journey, like that need to speak up, especially because when you are an entrepreneur, you don't always have every single skill at your disposal, but your idea, your intellectual property, your creation is so key and valuable. So what I hear from both of you is also just really like, the owning your product, right? Owning what you created. Like there's a manufacturer that you want to talk to. And of course you need to build those relationships, and Alibaba is a good resource. And what did you drop, Jasmine? What was the one you said?
Makers Row.
Makers Row. I'm about to shout out Makers Row too. I might try them. Makers Row is a good one as well. Like, there's great places for people to connect, but also having that passion behind what you brought, right? Knowing that you brought something to the table and that this is your design, this is your company, right? This is who you are. So that being said, I also want to give you all a moment to talk about your company, to introduce yourselves, to welcome everyone into the space to who you are, what you do, and all of those good things. So just give us a little bit about you and your company, if you don't mind.
So I am Brittany. I'm the founder of Curl Cap. It is a patented backless cap designed with hair care in mind. I have been able to get 5,000 5-star reviews when I propelled on Amazon. I did great, but under the DEI, I'm officially proudly off of Amazon, because sometimes in order to make change, we have to sacrifice. And getting off of Amazon was like stepping out of Macy's if you're in a retail store. So right now I'm in a part of my journey as a founder where I'm super excited to reintroduce myself. I have a fresh launch for curlcap.com. And it's in a really great space where we're actually activating workshops for kids to have a creative experience and adults. So everyone is engaging in this creative experience where they customize hats. And I'm just really grateful to be here. And I'm really grateful to be a part of the Black Girl Ventures ecosystem.
Yes, and we're so glad to have you too, Brittany. You're amazing. I've been lucky enough to meet Brittany like 2 years ago now, maybe even a little more. And it's been fantastic, right? I think you're such a bright energy and a powerful founder. And not only your the presence that you bring virtually, I think is also felt in person as well. Like just your confidence and your dedication to your work. And I also am a huge admirer of your business. I think it's like such an ingenious solution, right? I'm an Afro person as well, so I think it really, really matters for me. Like I'm a customer. So thank you. Jasmine, same question to you. I will, give us a moment to introduce yourself and talk about you as well.
So first of all, shout out to Curl Cap. If y'all can see, my locks have grew out. So will be ordering mine for this summer, right? To put my stuff in a ponytail. I didn't have that last year, so it's grown out. So I get to use Curl Cap now. So thank you, Brittany. But as you guys know, Parent Co. Right is the company. Just a simple solution. I know you all, if you've been parents or you all have been children, your parents probably use these little individual plugs. And so we just created a solution that to create a new standard. This has been around for over 30 years. And parents have had issues with them for over 30 years, for getting them, put them back in, stepping on them, choke hazards, being all over the place. And so we just created a simple solution that stays on the plate, attaches over it, and the plugs pivot in and out. And one of the feedback we get is, it might be a little difficult to pop out. You just use the plug as the key and just pop it open when you're ready and just plug in. And so we right now in that process of, looking for, just create educating the consumer, right? Just use this. The plug is the key. Pop open, plug in. And so outside of that, everything is perfect. Again, that journey took me a while, but I got the product the way I wanted it. I don't want to overstep and like get into more that I'm not supposed to. But yes, it's just leading up to a partnership. Long story short, it's been a journey, but now we have partnered with Walmart, and we just got the word that once we get to 50 reviews, we will be in store. So we're hoping to be in store by third quarter, which was the original deal. But that's a whole nother story. When you're going through ups and downs, I missed the opportunity, but the opportunity is back around. And again, we're looking forward to launching third quarter with Walmart in store once we get to those 50 reviews. So that's where we're at now.
Woohoo! I love that. So listen, everybody needs to go on Parent Co. right now and review the product. Okay, please.
So I would say this, right? So I would say this. So because of and it's selling like hotcakes on Walmart.com right now. So right now we're out of stock on Walmart because it's their system is not keeping up with the sales, and so we working on that with the buyers. We getting that all. I'm actually sending in once I leave here. I'm actually going to drop out product now. So I would say give it a week. We should be fully in stock, and folks can just go in there and review but I'm also, in the meantime, we still want to save babies. So you can still purchase on my regular website through us. But to help with the reviews, I'll be back fully in stock where I can handle the influx of new customers in probably about a week.
Wow, that's
They're
wonderful.
struggling with keeping the inventory in, which is a good thing, good problem to have. So,
Absolutely is.
Very good. That means there's a demand in the market, right? I think that's also good for your continuing relationship, right? I know that this is a really big accomplishment for you, Jasmine. So I'm so proud of you and proud of your success. Like, I met Jasmine last year in Chicago as well. Amazing. Come on, shout out Chicago. I gotta shout out Chicago. Yes. And Jasmine, such a wonderful energy, and also I think what I just come to admire about you through knowing you is that even though you do approach things with like maybe a hesitation or being nervous or being scared, there's still such a bravery in how you go to tackle that task. Like even being on this panel right now, like you were like, hey, I'm nervous, but I want to break the ice, right? I want to be the first question. And so I think your bravery is really, really important. So like, I'm so glad to have you both on the panel. I know we're about to have such a great discussion. I'm so glad for all the audience members here as well. And I just thank you for being a part of the BGV community. It's been wonderful to
get y'all shirts.
There's a shout out, community or nothing.
Go and get y'all shirts.
Oh yes. All right, let's continue with our panel questions. I'm curious. At 2025 is kind of just getting started, right? We're nearing the end of the first quarter here. But I'm curious. So, how has it been for you all so far? Like, what is your first quarter review? What things have you learned, grown, all that kind of stuff? Especially, I know we've seen some shifts in the market as well.
So for me, 2025 has been reclamation. This is my time of reclaiming who I am as a founder. I went through a very tumultuous 2024 where I had to get my business back from a partner. And it was, again, just a learning experience. And I've learned myself that a biggest part of what I'm going through is important to share. So if you do have a partner and you think that things are great, it's great to be optimistic. Let me be clear. I love an optimist. I'm an optimist, okay? But that's how I got myself in a situation where I wished I had put provisions and systems in place. God forbid, that they wanted to change their responsibilities or just the relationship changed. So this is a year of rebuilding. I have my full ownership back. I have 100% ownership. I love saying that because it was a tussle getting that back. But so after a year of just rebuilding ownership and infrastructure, I'm really grateful that I have a vision that's much sharper than ever. And we relaunched last month with purpose, and we're moving towards more partnerships. And I'm excited more specifically for the collaborations that I'm going to be able to do now that I have that voice back in my own company, because I'm really all about women's sports. And that's what 2025 is for me. I'm locking in on women's sports. It's something that I've wanted to really just align with for a long time, and more community-driven activations. So that's what 2025 looks like for me. What about you, Jasmine?
Okay. Well, mine was a little tumultuous, but my 2024 was a little rough too as well. I spent 2024 broke. Okay, I didn't have a dime, a penny to put into Parent Co. And so I spent that whole year trying to find funding, trying to get money. It was rough, and so I finally had a breakthrough with BGV. We'll talk about that. But so now I'm just looking to take off, right? So now that I got some working, finally got some money, okay, I can actually take off. And part of that was actually filling orders with Walmart. So I'm working on that. That relationship is being established. We're working on building more retail partnerships, building right now I'm currently in talks with hospitals to get in there to hopefully put my product into the parental bags, parents go home with and stuff like that. So we just looking to just take off in 2025. We're like this in every basket. We're like, yeah, what here I got $2 now, can I get in the door? What we at? What we doing? I got $5 now, I got $10 now. Where I'm gonna spend this at, right? But not throwing it away because it came hard. So I'm still kind of like holding on to it. But now I'm kind of like determining where to put this money at for the best return on my investment. And so that's where we're at. We're in the building stage right now. Like, we're excited about everything right now. Everything is a new opportunity that we're just looking at everything right now. So and so I'm just appreciative. So again, that's what our 2025 is doing. We want to be at the end of the year and just look back and say, wow, we just really hit and blew some ceilings off some things. And so that's what we're looking forward to doing.
Oh, I love that. I feel it. Justin, you saying it, I feel it. And you too, Brittany, reclamation. I want to bring that word to everyone's awareness. Reclamation. I felt like that was such a powerful word. It really hit me when you said it. I love you having 100% ownership of your business too.
Yes.
So I love it. I'm glad. I'm excited for what you all have in 2025. And I think, that's a part of what we want to talk about here in this live too, about being an inspirational. You know what I mean? I think one of the reasons that I wanted to bring you both up to talk about your story is to inspire those other entrepreneurs out there, because listen, I knew you all had a rough 2024. I heard some things. I had a sense, but I also know that 2025, like, I really know that both of you have amazing products, both of you also are so dedicated to your companies as well, like, and also talented. You bring in an emotional approach to things that is unique, a personality that is beautiful. Both of you, like, I knew 2025 is going to be that thing for you. So to hear you all say it and just to be able to listen to it, and for the founders out there as well, like, you know, seeing other entrepreneurs that are claiming 2025 as theirs, right? That are claiming this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do. I think that's the energy that I really hope that we all in our community can continue to move with, especially as we, you know, just shift and things grow this year. So I want to ask as well, like, the entrepreneurship journey is long and arduous, and there's plenty of things that we needed to learn that we maybe didn't learn on time. So what is a few of those things that you all would say that you wish you would have learned a little sooner in your entrepreneurship journey?
I guess I'll go first, Brittany.
Absolutely.
So this is one of my favorite questions. For me, is not putting the horse before the cart. I was all over the place doing this thing, and just an example of that, right? I was so, you know, bent on getting the product out there. I launched it, but didn't have no plan, no business plan, no nothing. Like, I just knew I had a product, and I just thought, just okay, my whole mind was just throw it on for sale. Like, that's not how business works. You can't just have something, a great idea, and just think it's going to just take off. So I was just doing everything backwards. No business plan, no this, no that. So whatever it is, you know, each business is different. So I can't say what to do, but you have to have order to it. Whatever that is, you have to have a business plan, like literally, and follow that business plan, or you will be all over the place. You will be 6 months down the line and realize, wait a minute, I should have did that 6 months ago, and therefore I can't get where I need to go in the next 2 months because I didn't do that 6 months ago. And so now I got to backtrack and all this. It is steps, even though it's a business. Because like with most jobs, right, it's, you know, it's kind of order to it. You know what you're doing, and you have to treat your business as such. You have to treat it as a job. You have to have steps. This is what I'm going to do today. This is what needs to be done this day. And now you have that horse pulling the cart and not the cart before the horse. So that was me. That is what I learned. So do it in order. Have that plan. Follow it and stick to it.
Oh my goodness, that's a word. That's a word. Mic drop, Jasmine. So yes, I agree with everything Jasmine just said. And I even agree with what she said earlier about your intuition. Trust your intuition. I ignored red flags very early on, and whether it was partnerships or business decisions, I have a whole nother chapter of my journey that was with the licensing agent that helped me get my Disney deal. And with that, you know, it was not the relationship that I thought it was. Had I known and had I trusted my intuition, because quick story, I actually found the order that they placed while I was shipping. And prior to this, I had a background in being a manager for internet fraud. So naturally, I would look through every order. And when this order came in, it just looked out of the norm. It was a mail, it was going to a business. And I said, you know, most of my customers are women and women of color. The name didn't identify in any of those categories. Long story short, we started this relationship because I was proactive. I reached out to him. I said, hey, I saw your order. I'd love to connect. You know, looks like you have a business that I could benefit from this relationship. And his first question was, do you have a patent? I said, yes. He said, oh, I'm surprised. Wow. So that can kind of tell you right now where this could have been, where this would have went if I wasn't prepared. But even still, right, even though there was that hesitation of, wow, he asked me for my patent pretty quickly, and he did place the order. What were his intentions? I still went with it. And, you know, I can say that I would have done things differently, but at the same time, this is my testimony, and people have to learn because there are a lot of licensing opportunities. Licensing is a word that I feel like people really look toward as like, ooh, I want to do that. But I'm here to tell you, do it with intention. Make sure that you're partnering with the right people. I'm a big advocate now for just taking a beat. It's okay to be excited about an opportunity, but take that beat and say, is this for me? You will get your question. You'll feel your intuition saying, I don't really like this person. I don't like what they're about. Something will come up and you have to trust that. So hope that story was fairly short, but that's just now how I lead with my instinct and clarity, and it's made all the difference. But also get your patent, clearly Jasmine and I, we're aligned. Get your patent, get your things in order, because you have to protect your brilliance. People are waiting to hear that you do not have a patent so they can move along with all of your bright ideas. So,
and I will say this about the patent
You have to protect your brilliance. That is really good. Jasmine, you want to say something about that, please?
That is a big question around when it comes to patents. Should you get it? Should you not? And it costs so much money. And so here's what I've learned and that I can share with people. If you don't have the money, one, look for pro bono programs, right? Because that's thankfully I was able to get a part of a pro bono program where my patent was covered. Had not I found that program, it'd be a whole nother story. But here's what I learned: if you don't have the money to do, because patents cost thousands, right? It's a thing called provisional patent, which you can extend and you can extend and you can extend. So if nothing else, get that provisional pattern that locks in that date, that locks in your idea. And if you can't afford to again move forward, at least you have that to work with. That gives some kind of comfort, and then you can extend it. I forget the many years you can extend it. Google, but provisional patent is something. If you don't have the money to fully patent it, get that, and make sure you keep up with it and extend it. And that's definitely do that until you're able again to actually do the bigger thing. Because what was I about to say? I forgot. But yeah, that provisional patent.
And the provisional patent is key.
It's key. It's very key.
Yes, I love your gems. I think also too for founders out there, I think patenting is one of those places that it's challenging, right? I think there's not only is it the cost, it's also the knowledge and the awareness. I think what you were saying and bringing to light, Brittany, is also like, there's so much worth in having the patent, right? Like this is an idea that you have created. And so there's a lot of work in protecting that idea, like with that provisional patent or that full patent, like whatever it is, like this is your gem, right? This is something you're bringing into the world, and that has a really huge impact. And I think sometimes with founders, it can feel like, it's hard to feel that way about your product. I think there's like a little bit of an imposter syndrome. You have to like remind yourself to get over as well, to be like, hey, I'm bringing something good. I'm bringing something innovative. I'm bringing something new. And that is something I need to protect, right? That is something I need to safeguard and kind of get rid of. So I like that as well. I know just to display imposter syndrome a little bit, I want to hear and give you all a few moments to kind of brag about yourself and kind of speak to what are a few accomplishments that give you pride in your entrepreneurship journey. I always love to hear founders celebrate and have wins and say like, this made me feel really good. And sometimes that's not always like the moment you won the $100,000 grant, right? Sometimes that is like the day that you just decided like, hey, like maybe that was the day you said, I'm going to take this company full time, right? I'm going to leave my other job, right? For some people it's different things. So I want to hear from you all. What are those accomplishments along your journey that give you that sense of pride and being an entrepreneur, and that like keep you going on this journey as well?
Okay. So I'm really, really proud to be the first Black woman in my category to license a patented product with Disney. That was something that definitely, I wanted to use it intentionally. I wanted to highlight Black characters. Once I got into licensing, I felt like growing up, I didn't always see Susie Carmichael, that's Paramount, but I didn't always see Susie Carmichael on the Rugrats shirt. So it's like, I had this opportunity, and I immediately was saying Princess Tiana, Black Panther, like these things that may be hard to find sometimes. I want to be that missing piece to accessibility and just having a product that my people, that we can just go into the store, go online and say, it's available now. So that's probably my first pride and joy of this whole experience, but I wouldn't have gotten all of that without the patent. So certainly having my patent, I'm really, really grateful for that. And then reclaiming full ownership is like right now, it's feeling like me season. Like, I don't know. So that has been something that's been super important, because I've been able to reclaim my title as the visionary, and the things that mean a lot to me, like these youth workshops and just seeing young people light up as they customize their own curl caps. It's that impact, that in person, just feeling that is so powerful. I never really understood it until it happened. And definitely my last one would just be it may sound cheesy, but definitely seeing celebrities wear the hat. So I had like WNBA players wear the hat, Nneka Ogwumike, like I love her. I love Shanae, her sister. They love the hat. I had Cree Summer wear the hat, Kelly Rowland wear the hat, and none of these opportunities that I have to pay for, they just naturally. So that's I think why it means so much, because they're just a customer, or maybe they had someone connect, but all I can just appreciate in that moment is that it's seen, and to feel seen is to feel like you matter. So I'm really, really grateful for that.
That is wow, celebrities. Okay, well, ooh, that's awesome.
Right? That's amazing.
I don't know how to go behind that. Look, I just feel like my imposter syndrome is kicking in right now behind that, right? I'm just like, I can't, that she doing it like, who am I? Like, oh,
girl,
my goodness.
Stop.
No, seriously, I really, I'm a person that really don't like labels, right? Like, I like to think that I'm tough, strong, all that stuff. Like, look, labels, this and that, like, and so I really had to, and I have, the 20-something-year-old kids, right, where they are in that generation is just all about, therapy and self-help and all this other kind of stuff, and what I'm saying, owning what you have, and diagnosing yourself and all this other kind of stuff, right? Where I'm like, whatever. But all that being said, I had to really own the fact that I did suffer from imposter syndrome. And I hate even saying that right now, but it's the truth. And so I did not want to be the face of Parent Co. Okay. I did not want to ever show my face. I just wanted to, sell a product and just go about life and eat cereal, just like, I don't. And so to be right here doing this, I had no idea, let alone helping other people and answering questions and having people look at me like I know something. Like I really don't think I do, but it's just like BGV throwing me up here, and I guess they think I do, and so here I am. I'm trying. I don't know. So this is a big accomplishment for me, and leading to me actually doing a TV show. From not wanting to be the face, right? Not wanting to be able to talk about my company, not wanting to be able to think it's something like Joe said, the brag, it's just a little simple product. It's nothing to see here. Okay. It's really nothing to see here. Just a little simple product. I don't need to be seen talking about it. Right. But so from that to actually going on, we filmed season 12 of Elevator Pitch TV show. It's not Shark Tank, but it is just, and so for me to get to that point where I'm actually on TV, like pitching to investors, I'm like, and my whole time while I was doing that show, I'm just like, I'm doing a pitch, and I'm just like, out of body spinning. Like, I cannot believe I'm sitting up here on this elevator doing a pitch. Like, what am I doing here? Like, as I'm doing a pitch, I'm just like, how did I get from not wanting to be seen to on TV? Like, seriously. And so, but I'm owning that. I'm getting over that. I still feel like I don't really have anything going on, but I guess I'll continue to work through that because I do want to help people. I realize that there is. I do have something to share, right? And so I got to be comfortable with that. I'm learning. So that's my big thing right now that I'm proud of, that I'm able to come out my shell and do stuff like this.
Can I just say one thing real quick?
Please, I'm begging you to, actually.
Because you don't know where I'm about to take this. Listen, Jasmine, in that regard, I was just like you, that humility, that even to hear you say, but it's not Shark Tank. Girl, you was on it though. Like, they chose you. You were selected. You have your patent. You did all of the things. Claim that. That is your power. Let that be the wind beneath your wings, because people need to see that you did this, and then whatever that was, whatever, imposter syndrome that was holding you back, you can transmute that. And I mean, I already see the greatness in you, knowing that we're about to pivot and watch your documentary next. This is about you. This is your time. So please, I'm proud of you. And I just know that that imposter syndrome is about to be a thing in the past, because that's what BGV kind of broke off of me. A lot of it was the people that I was around. You got to be around people that when you bragging on yourself, they don't think nothing of it, because they're just like, oh, I love that for her. It kind of reminds me of Issa Rae on Insecure. Girl, I'm so proud. Just that sense of sisterhood is really what I'm getting at. And if you don't have it, or if it's not what you need it to be for this next chapter of your journey, because if you was already on the stage and you already here right now and you already got your paperwork and you know it's not the horse before the cart, these are the things that you know, then you know where you're headed next. And it's funny because you can't tell God what you want. You're not going to say, I don't really like being on the screen because boo.
Because that's exactly what I want to do. That's exactly what I want to do. Okay,
Right.
the girl was like, you want to do this? Everything about me said, no, I don't. I really don't. But I was like, okay, yes. It was like, yes, no, okay. You gonna make me, I guess. So, I don't know. So BGV definitely, to your point, Brittany, they definitely bring this out. Like, I'm just like, do I have to? And even with the pitch thing, I hope I'm not jumping. I didn't want to do the pitch. And in fact, I did not apply, right? I did not apply to do it because of this, right? Because I was feeling like, nobody, it ain't that serious, And so I let the deadline go past. And then they extended it. And then to your point, Britt, I'm like, this must be a sign for God to go ahead and apply for this thing. And so that's the only reason I did. I'm like, okay, I hear you. I'm going to apply, okay? I'm going to apply. I'm going to do this. And they make you talk, right? Because it's a crowdfunding. It's a community aspect to it, right? And so that took me out my comfort. I'm like, okay, that's why I didn't want to do it. Because I'm like, I'm going to have to talk to people. It's going to have to be a crowd. I'm going to have to be a part of a community. And they're going to look at me like this is just a simple, like, what am I doing here? And so thank you, Brittany, for letting me know that I do have a community that you guys are cheering me on. I mean, it helps because I'm just like on the street like this. And then y'all just like, girl, you better get up here. And so thank you, BGV. Thanks, Britt. I appreciate it. And so, yeah, that's why I'm here, because of this community pulling it out of me. Like, come on, girl, you can do it. So I appreciate that.
And this is my time to say thank you, Joe. If I can look to the screen to say thank you, Joe, because you're the one.
Joe is BGV, okay? Joe is BGV. Period.
Like, straight up, Joe is the one that was like, take up space. Like, it doesn't matter how you have to, like, you just said it so plainly, and I'll never forget that. And ever since then, like, when people ask me about BGV, I'm like, it's a greenhouse. I was just a seedling. Like, I feel so much better now about how I present myself, about the community that I know is there. I think a part of imposter syndrome is saying, but will they catch me? And when you realize that there are people there, like there is community. It's that doubt. And it can really, start to tell you to play it small if you play it big, if you really do it the way you're about to do it, the way like this, because there's also that other part that's like, girl, you got this. It's in there, but you kind of be like, stop.
Don't touch me. Look,
I really love that. And I thank you all for your beautiful words about BGV. That's so nice. And I think our goal is to always do our best to empower our community, right? With all of the resources that we have, every single thing that we do. I was lucky enough to just get out of a retreat from with the BGV team, the programs team. And we were just sitting and thinking, like, what can we continue to do to pour into our community and continue to do that? So I want you all, as our audience, to know, like, this is something that's paramount for us. Our mission is really key to all of the work that we do at BGV. And like, just seeing that you all can have that confidence, have that move with that energy is really, really, really important. And I feel like I'm a high energy person. I like got big energy all the time. And I feel like my goal is to do my best to pour into you all as your community manager and make sure you all can feel that as well. Because I really do believe that entrepreneurship is a very magical experience. I will say this to every founder that ever encounters me, and I'll keep saying it to the end of the day. When you are an entrepreneur, you're engaging in the act of creation. You had an idea that you now have made into a real thing. That's very rare that people are engaging in creation in that way, right? Other examples of creation are literally having babies, right? And like that's like, right? Like creation is hard. We're not always creating things, right? So the other examples of creation is like having a child or maybe some kind of art thing, right? But those are really the only times that people are tapping into that creative energy. And being an entrepreneur, you're tapping into your creativity. You're tapping into yourself in so many different ways is the ability to wear so many different hats, pun intended. The ability to wear so many different hats, from being like, a marketer and a CEO and also an employee, right? You're your own boss. You're telling yourself what to do. Jasmine, you're talking about putting the cart before the horse. Like, you also have to tell yourself how to organize your day, right? You have to set up and have those things. So there's a lot of responsibility and trials that go on to be an entrepreneur, but it really is that act of creation. You are really, really taking an idea, something that you are passionate about, something that burns inside of you, and bringing that to the world. So I think that is a magical experience. I appreciate both of you for just bringing your magic to the BGV community and also sharing your gems today. Like, I want to make sure we get to talk about this documentary as well, because we ain't even done with the day yet. Y'all don't even know, in the audience out there, like, Jasmine has a full documentary we're about to showcase, debut live here today for the first time. So this is an exclusive viewing. So y'all better get ready. I really want to showcase that. Before we get into that, though, I want to make sure that everyone in the audience can also get connected with you all and figure out how to follow up with you further, right? Because this has been a wonderful discussion. Y'all have been so generous in dropping gems and sharing your story, and even the parts where you're giving motivation to each other, like when you're empowering each other. I feel like seeing that even like is so important about community, right? Seeing that kind of circle pouring into one another, even here on this panel, right, where we're having a discussion about things, we're still able to pour into one another, encourage one another, empower, Brittany's reclamation and Jasmine's expansion. I'm adding expansion to it. I don't, that's not the word you use, but I'm tossing it in. But we can empower you all, right? We can continue to support your journey. So I want to make sure that all of you in the audience as well can follow up with these founders and know them. So I want to give you a few moments just to share, like, how can we connect with your company in the future and chat with you and follow up? Like, what's the best way for everyone in the audience to hop on the Brittany and Jasmine train?
Well, it's a million ways for me. Just contact me on everything you see I'm on, right? I'm answering it all. I want to get my personal number out here, like, yeah, just take my number down, but my website, parentco.com. It's a feature on there to, connect with me, but also mainly Instagram. Parentco _ is my username, or whatever they call it. I don't know what it is, profile name, whatever it is, but it's Parentco _ send me a direct DM on there. That's but I answer everything, including I email admin@parentco.com, ADMIN @parentco.com. It's the best two ways, really, emailing and Instagram.
Nice, wonderful. Brittany, okay, same to you.
So I'm going to be very clear about one thing first and foremost. Right now, the only thing I have not reclaimed is the Curl Cap Instagram account. So I am legally going through that. So I don't even know what to tell y'all about that right now. You can follow it for hopefully when I get it back. That's what I'm manifesting. That's my prayer. But to get to me directly, and in the meantime, in between time, my main source of contact is the website curlcap.com, curlcaps.com, which if you put an S on there, you will still find me. Okay. And then Brittany, that's BRITNEY _ Sade, SADE. That is where you can find me personally. And I love this founder journey that I'm on. So I'm sharing more about my experience on there. If you care to engage, I'm really excited about engaging and just pouring back into the community that has been so good to me. But on TikTok, that is me, Curlcap. That is Curlcap. That is me. And yeah, on Twitter as well, Curlcap. So the only one that's in limbo right now is Curlcap Instagram, but hopefully with y'all support and good energy, that will be mine again very soon.
Yes, I am supporting Brittany.
Go now and see hate mail. Bring Brittany back. We hate you. We don't want you. So we all go on that Instagram, leave comments and dislike. Do they got a dislike button?
Oh my goodness. I cannot promote spreading hate through the BGV channels, but I will encourage everyone out there to support Brittany and Jasmine in whatever ways you feel support is manifested within you. That is what you need to do. Just support these founders. Thank you so much. We're not done with the day yet. I want to also take a moment. If you don't know, Jasmine is the pitch winner for last year's Chicago competition. Wonderful work, beautiful pitch. Just a wonderful experience connecting with Jasmine on the ground. And just to tell her story further, BGV was able to collaborate and create a documentary to highlight Jasmine and talk about her. So I'm going to get off the screen. I'm going to get Brittany off the screen. I'm going to bring the documentary up so we can do a live viewing and just really see and experience and get to really know in depth Jasmine's story. So for all of y'all out there, this is the first viewing ever. Y'all are getting a taste of something that a little early on taste. So everyone get engaged. And also, you know, we really just want to continue throughout this year to like give more space for our founders to share their story, to talk about their journey. And so moments like this also just allow for you all as a community to come together, connect deeper, and really learn from one another. Because I feel that as we move throughout 2025, and I think Jasmine and Brittany, you all already mentioned it, that pouring into one another and having community and having those people that can celebrate your wins is really, really key. And I think that in the entrepreneurship ecosystem, it just can be so lonely to have that group of people that can build you up and support you. So I'm so appreciative for both of you for just coming on and letting us support you and be fun with us and share everything. And I'm also glad that we get to showcase and debut Jasmine's documentary so we can continue to highlight founders and pour into her story, because Jasmine has a wonderful story. She's on a skyrocket towards success. I see at the end, I see Jasmine looking back at this year and being like, whoa, we did everything. We blew the ceiling off of all this stuff, right? I believe it. I'm there with you. I'm supporting it. So let's watch this documentary and we can all join in and support it together. I'm bringing it up to the stage.
The journey of entrepreneurship.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to restart it here. Make sure it's all nice and on. Perfect. I'm going to take off the screen as well. Jasmine, I'm going to leave you up to watch it live with everybody. It'll be okay. And that'll be good. Okay, so I'm going to remove from the screen, and Jasmine, I'm going to leave you to debut.
The journey of entrepreneurship is difficult, challenging, it's hard work, and yes, it can be rewarding. And that's what you see on social media, right? All the rewards, but it's not easy, and that's what they don't tell you. The statistics shows that approximately 2,400 kids are severely burned or shocked by sticking objects into electrical outlets. And out that number, 6 to 12 of those unfortunately ends in death. And that's a small number that no parent wants to be in. In fact, I had my own personal experience with my children. I had a daughter that stuck a key into an outlet. Thankfully, it didn't lead to those statistics. And I hear so many stories like that, like literally 90% of people I talked to had their own personal story about how their kid did this and how their kid did that. So covers are highly needed, and I could not find anything on the market to solve those issues. Those little bitty plugs that's our standard use today gave me so many issues. And so I actually looked for something different and could not find one. And so it inspired me to create what I have here today. Because of where I came from, it took a 20-year journey. Entrepreneurship, you coming from that community, you just kind of got to figure it out. That's not pushed, that's not taught, there's no education about that. I dreamed of this back in 2003, but because I didn't see myself, another Black woman entrepreneur, the funding, resources, and that community and things like that, it lengthened that journey for me. BGV, I remember, I believe it was 2 years ago, that I actually attended their first Chicago pitch. And I attended, and I was so inspired. I kind of suffer from imposter syndrome. I'm kind of scared to get myself out there. Am I really a business owner? I'm just trying to keep it together. I kept telling myself, you got this, but growing a business, you really have to have a community to say, hey, the fact that they're looking at me, the fact that they want to help me gives me the confidence to say, hey, you might have something here. And now that I'm finally here, looking over the hill, so to speak, what drives me also is the support of like the BGV community. It's just like, I have an extra now drive to give back to them and to be a success story for them, so to speak. So if I can help someone as a Black entrepreneur to see themselves in me, that's why I love being a Black entrepreneur, to help that person that I was 20 years ago that didn't know where to start. And so I'm seeing myself and others, hopefully. Not only that, to actually win BGV support has made a huge difference. It has been sitting stagnant because of fundraising, and so now I'm able to move the chain on that, right? With this influx, I'm able to get things going and capitalize. So now I'm in the process of actually producing the product to send to Walmart and get those orders fulfilled. So amazing, and to get the retail packaging that I need. And so this has made a huge difference in getting me launched, and I'm hoping to be launched because I don't want to let my community down. I don't want to let my family down. They've been seeing me talk about this for the last 20 years. My name is Jasmine Johnson, founder of Parent Co. Created to solve a problem parents have faced for over 30 years. Today, I'm more driven than ever to make Parent Co. a name everyone knows, trusts, and relies on. This is my story, the journey to becoming a global standard.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Okay, that was hard. That's over with. Okay, everybody can stop looking at me.
But it was so beautiful, Jasmine. It was so beautiful. I love seeing your story. I love just, being able to chat and be with you. And I want you to take a few words as well. I'm in a moment to talk just directly to everyone who just watched your journey and figure out how we can chat more. And I want to give you a moment to just be on the stage and to have your time to shine.
Okay, well, not you trying to make me cry, but come on, that this has already been hard. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, this is who knew? Like I said, BGV is the reason I'm in business today. Like, literally, like I told you, that 2024 was, I was broke. Didn't have any money to move the chain, and to win this competition literally have got me into business. I cannot stress that more, right? I was able to get product because of this competition. And now here I am about to take off in 2025 because of it. So I'm just thankful. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I'm telling you to take the shot because it's no excuses. Like you have to take the shot. Look what it did for me, right? I took it and I made it. And so you guys got to take the shot again because you miss 100% of the ones you don't take. And here I am by doing that in business because of it. And so thank you, BGV. Thank you all for watching. That was a little weird watching myself, and it was a journey. But I'm just hoping that I can be a source of where no one has to like make the same mistakes I have. So I'm just open to just sharing whatever I can share where it don't take someone 20 years like it did me. It don't take the losses and the time and the loss of money. So you can reach me, like I said, at email admin@parentco.com, or just hit me on Instagram. Like, I'm open. I don't know how I want to get my personal number out. That's how serious I am. Call me, connect with me, like whatever. Well, my business phone number is 708-971-1064. Just saying. So I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you. You guys didn't have to spend your Saturday afternoon, with us, and I appreciate you did. Share the word with the new parents. You going to baby showers. Like, let people know that it's a new standard, right? Like, parents have been, subjected to these things for years. It is a new standard. And not only is it a new standard, but it's a Black woman, okay, creating this new standard, right? People need to know that this company is out here and their lives can be enriched because of it. They don't have to, take anything less. It's a better product on the market. So, hey, let them know it's here. Get those things and those baby shower gifts. Spread the word because that's what we're doing. And you guys can be a part of this journey with me by, helping to create that awareness. So thank you again. Appreciate you, Joe. Joe is awesome. Joe, like, what can we say? Like, you are the face of BGV, okay? Like, seriously.
That's so funny. Well, thank you, Jasmine. I'm gonna bring up Brittany too because Brittany's still here rocking with us as well. So we can't forget about Brittany.
I was locked in.
Okay. I just want to say a huge thank you all. Thank you to our audience as well. I'm gonna go ahead and end our stream here. We had a wonderful hour of discussion, and please, I encourage you all to continue to connect with Jasmine, with Brittany, not only on to support their products, be a customer, and all of those things, but also to find more community. Right? I think that Jasmine and Brittany Brittany have just shared their powerful gems, their journeys, how they've gotten to this place. And I think that that's also more entrepreneurs can be inspired by that. Other entrepreneurs might want to mentor and continue that energy, right? So let's all continue to be in dialogue with one another. And even though this live stream is ending, like our community is nationwide, the BGV community is happening everywhere, all over the country. This year we are going to Chicago, New York, LA, Austin, and Philly for our pitch competition and our Emerging Leaders Fellowship as well. So if you haven't yet, you can apply for our BGV Austin pitch. It's open now. You can also go on our website and apply for our ELF. Those applications aren't open yet, but they will be opening for cohort 2 pretty soon. I thank you both for coming, and I thank everyone for watching, and I hope that we can continue to spread this community love and connect with one another. So have a great rest of your Saturday. Thank you so much, Jasmine, and thank you so much, Brittany.
Thank you. And Brittany, can I get one with parent on it? Like, can I?
Absolutely. Say less.
Okay, yes. I need, so we got to connect with that. I want a parent curl cap hat. So
I got you.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to end our stream. Bye, everyone.